Hey everybody, welcome back to HitPoint, the anime news show, JRPG news show, actually more of a JRPG discussion show. Today, we'll be talking about some stuff that catches our interest and or ire. It's not really news. We'll be not really watching any previews. We won't be talking about any trailers or interviewing any developers. I gotta kind of ad-lib this entire intro because today we're just gonna be chatting, I guess. Hi, Baku.
Hi, how are you? Yes, we're here live.
So, as the title might imply, there's not really a whole heck of a lot going out, on the the whole JRPG scene right now. I mean, like we could probably talk about some things that are happening in the goings on. But honestly, it'd just kind of be a waste of time for the most part. So rather than doing that, we're just wanted to hang out and like instead of skipping, we're just like, well, let's just shoot the here. Let's try this one. Shoot the There we go. Hey, Professor Addy, welcome, and hello, Felix. Felix the
Hey.
cat, welcome. And Red Mage says that Alundra needs a re-release on modern consoles. I would settle
really
for a
doesn't.
re-release on anything.
It really doesn't. Just please keep that game dead forever. Thank you.
Baku, how dare you? How when's the last time you actually played and tried Alundra? It's I feel like RPG sensibilities are kind of like they're kind of like taste buds.
That's like That's like asking, like, when was the last time you cut yourself?
Well,
are you sure you don't like it? Why don't you try it again? I don't. Maybe you'd like it this time. Like,
you might.
No.
Baku. Let me just say that that I wholeheartedly endorse Alundra. It's a fantastic game, and I'm just saying that, like, but seriously, what age were you when you tried Alundra?
It was it 3-4 years ago? So that was in my mid-30s.
That's like a 10th of your lifetime ago. Like that, who knows? That was probably like pre-COVID or post-COVID.
It might have been during COVID.
Might have been during COVID.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's your problem right there.
Gross.
Here's the thing about COVID, everybody, is that it wrecks your sense of taste. And Baku clearly had none when he was trying Alundra. Got him roasted.
But we say that there aren't any news, but I kind of lie. There are two pieces of news that we can quickly talk about. And then we can transition over in. Okay, so the first piece of news is in news, but since we didn't talk about it, we'll talk about it right now. And we can have like a discussion about it too before we
sure.
And instead of just like tell you the thing and move on, because there's really only two. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 sold 5 million copies as of 10 days ago. They have announced.
Nice.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
So developers Sunfall Interactive is celebrating by teasing a free update with new dungeon enemies, bosses, and more. So that is actually coming. Keep an eye on it. We don't have an exact date. But the update,
I wonder if it'll be done
coming.
and out by the time I finish Clair Obscur. Because I'm playing through Clair Obscur once per week.
Yep.
And on Friday, I made it to the what do they call it? The monolith. I'm not going to try and spoil anything for you guys, but I made it to the monolith, and it feels like the game is trying to ramp up and be like, oh, it's the end of the game, and I'm like, this can't be the end of the game.
Can you say which chapter you're in? Chapter 2?
I don't know. I just got to the monolith, and we saw the paintress, and then now we're in this like area after that, and we're like making our way through this
I don't know where you are.
So yeah, it's no. I'm not trying to spoil anything. But so the game feels like I'm supposed to be nearing the end game, but I'm like, this can't be it, because I feel like, I mean, it's possible because I've been playing it for well over 20 hours at this point. It's supposed to be relatively short.
But relatively in RPG standard, it's still like a sizable game for anyone. Yeah, and that's
I
the
have
thing
been doing
about
some extra content on the side.
right. And I think that if you cut through all of that, it could be fairly short. But if you do all the extra content, the game is very fulfilling.
Okay,
It has
yeah.
something for everyone. It's great.
Okay, so I might not
Yeah.
be done with it for a while yet. What I was getting at though is I wonder if it's gonna this DLC expansion. I wonder if it'll be out by the time that I'm still playing the game, or will I finish the game first? I wonder
That's
if
a
I'll.
good question.
I'm
That's a good
curious. I
question.
mean, we have no way of knowing, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that I won't have to like stop playing and then resume my playthrough after like a week of something else.
Well, let me tell you what's in it. The new update.
Oh yeah.
Um, a new playable environment, brand new location, new enemies, challenging new bosses for late game players. So it sounds like there'll be like a new area in general, but then there'll also be like late game challenge bosses kind of deal for people who really like to challenge themselves. New costumes for each of the members, even more customization options, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
Oh, here's the really cool one that will not apply to us, but text and UI game localizations and checks.
Oh yeah.
Ukrainian, Latin American, Spanish, Turkish, Vietnamese, Thai, Indonesian, up to 19 supported languages. Wow,
Hey,
just
that's
I love it.
nice.
Love to see it. Yeah. More ways for people to understand, enjoy this thing. I'm all for it. It takes resource, believe it or not, to do all these translations, especially if you're not going to, default to AI,
Yeah.
to get people to translate program stuff in. It's not voice acting, but it is. And remember, they're an indie dev. They don't have to do this. They already are just like,
There are people
game of
who
the
would push
year.
back on the
Yeah.
idea of them being an indie dev, but
Oh,
they're definitely not an established development studio. We can say that
true.
much at least.
They are somewhere in between, right? But
Yeah.
it's I mean, I think bottom line is they didn't need to do this, but they are. So I think
Yeah.
it's cool. Plus it's free. Also
Agreed.
more surprises that fan can look forward to. So we'll see what those surprises are. My gut feeling is that they're going to add little tidbits about certain underlying plots of the game that was never fully explored,
Okay,
and I won't
sure.
say what it is, but there are some things that they've sort of left completely untouched. They've
I know
mentioned it
exactly
once or
what you're talking
twice.
about, Baku,
Yeah.
and it's good of you not to mention the fact that there was no casino playable at the Gestrels.
Wait,
Um,
I thought there is oh, that's
there is a
right.
casino, but it's not playable, which I think,
Ah.
I think that's gotta be one of those pieces of lore that
Yeah.
needs to be expanded upon pronto.
If you don't have a casino or you're a JRPG,
I
are
don't know.
you
I didn't
no
see a
fishing
fishing
game?
minigame
What?
so far. So far, I don't
Shame.
know. They could
Shame on them.
introduce it, but I will say that that casino, it existing and then not being like, I
To
mean,
do anything in there. Yeah, I was fully expecting there to be an actual functional casino, but there wasn't. And
you
I
should
was
have seen
just
how crestfallen I was following the reveal that I would not be able to waste all of my viewers' time at the
Mm.
casino. Especially because this happened directly on the heels of a playthrough of Dragon Quest VI, where I definitely did waste hours in a casino.
You've got to be like a gambling addict to enjoy Dragon Quest at this point. You've got to.
you've got to
Maybe it's like
be
a
you've got to
recovery
be a
mechanism.
poor one, because if you had
Yep.
real money, you'd go to a real casino.
Pretty much. Um,
But I
so
don't
that's
have
the
any
first
money, so
piece of
that's where I
news.
spend my hours. In the
Yeah.
comfort of not like a cigarette and smoke infused home, like just
That's the thing
in
that drives me crazy about casino. It's not even the
it's the
fact that I
worst.
don't gamble. I don't gamble at all. For
Uh,
anyone who knows me, I am very, very anti-gambling.
You're very risk averse.
No, it's just family members had gambling issues. I've learned from a young age that it destroys you.
Yeah,
So
I get
yeah,
that.
so yeah.
I've seen a lot of horror stories,
Mm,
and have experienced some secondhand stuff as a result of that kind of gambling addiction. So I am also very
yeah,
wary of it. I'll
yeah.
I'll
I can't.
I'll play it up sometimes that I'm like, oh, I can't
Yeah.
leave the casino, but like,
No, I'll do
yeah,
like yeah, sure, I'm here. Here's $10. Just give me some chips. Play done. That $10 that was for the experience. I'm done. Like
yeah,
there's no like, come on, you're on a winning streak. No, I'm out.
nope,
Like cash out. Done.
yeah. It's like tokens at a arcade.
Yeah, basically, it's basically exactly that. Like, here's how
Yeah,
much
sure.
I will
Maybe I'll get
spend
some.
today, and there will
Maybe
be
I'll get some
nothing more.
tickets. Maybe I can get some tickets and I can spend it on like a cast iron pot or something at the end of the day. But nah, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. There's no for all the addictions that I have, gambling is not one of them. Yeah. So, cool peak. So that is the first piece of news, and like I think it's really cool of them to do that. I
Definitely.
think it should inspire more developers to maybe stop thinking about like just the money. Like they could have sold this as an expansion, I
Hmm.
suppose, and make even more money, and people will pay them. Well, sure. Like there are plenty of people who enjoy this game so much that they will pay them more money to get like more little tidbits and more little things. They can really milk this thing,
Yeah.
but they didn't, right? So good on them.
Bravo.
Now, could they milk this in the future? Sure, but at least they're not doing that right now. So credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So that's just the first piece of news. The second piece of news actually is anime news.
What?
What? We have anime news? That's
That's.
insane.
I mean, well, I always
Yeah.
say that we have anime news to discuss, but we never do.
So you guys don't know this, but I'm contractually obligated with Derek to share at least one piece of anime news per year so that we can keep saying that we have anime news.
Just don't make me rewrite the intro. I've spent this long getting it wrong. I would feel overwhelmed having to adopt a new intro sequence.
Oh my God. So it is anime news, and it is interesting too in a different level, but I'll tell you what it is first. Suikoden has an anime adaptation
Yes.
coming 2026. And
Mhm.
I think the fun part is it is actually being produced by Konami Animation.
Okay.
So what that means effectively is, hey, instead of us going out to an anime studio, we're gonna make this in house. It's gonna be Konami Animation. We're gonna make our own stuff, and that could mean a whole lot of things because if
Brand new
this goes
studio.
well, yeah, if this goes well, they can make anime out of anything in their IPs, couldn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah,
Yeah.
Suikoden's one, that's fine, but what about all these other IPs that they have? What about Silent Hill? What about Metal Gear? What about Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Actually, no, they don't own Pac-Man. What am I saying? That's Namco.
Oh yeah, that's Namco. Yep. And they already
what
have
about
an animation
what
studio.
other stuff did Konami own?
Metal
What is it
Gear.
called? Metal Gear, no, Castlevania was I was thinking about. Sorry.
Oh yeah, they have a Castlevania anime already, but that was
They
a
do,
Netflix
and
thing.
quite frankly, I think that might have been what prompted for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
There's
like,
gold in
well,
them there are animes.
yeah, I'm like, why can't we just do this ourselves? And then
Yeah.
they're like looking at each other like,
Cut out the middleman.
why couldn't we do this ourselves? And so they are.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to all the Suikoden fans out there. We'll be getting an anime edit, and it actually looks pretty good. I'm looking at some screenshots at it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think that's the
Oh, they have
thing.
screenshots of it already. I remember they announced it a long while back, but I don't think they had anything to show for it at the time.
Yeah, they have some screenshots, but screenshots what it is. That's
it could
not
be anything,
the
yeah.
actual, yeah. But they're announcing that it's gonna start airing in 2026. It is done in-house per an interview on Dengeki Online, which is a major game publication in Japan. So this is pretty trustworthy news.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have a small bit of news we could talk about as well.
Yes.
That I told you about it just briefly here. And that's that, you know how Kingdoms of the Dump a while ago, we got a release month that was given to us? Well, now, I believe that release month was October, but now we have a release date.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And a release date trailer, but the trailer it looks mostly like the trailer we already had. So the release date trailer is now indicating that the game will come out on November 18. So, yeah. Yep. That's the news. November 18. I'm super looking forward to that game. And
November 18 is trash day. That's perfect.
Yeah, garbage day.
Garbage. This game is trash and I love it.
Absolutely.
I'm just waiting for people to write comments like that. Oh, this game is utter garbage and it's delightful.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of the angle a lot of us YouTubers have been going with. Is like, because you gotta sorry guys, I know you hate clickbait or you think you do, but nobody clicks on you know, what if I titled my video Shrine's Legacy Review? No one would ever click on that.
I click it. I'd be like, oh, yeah, a review. Yes,
there are exactly 1,024 people who would click on that video, and it's during its entire lifespan. No, you have to have some kind of clickable angle that's like, oh yeah, I wonder what they have to say about this. Like you gotta get people to something to sink their teeth into,
right?
Otherwise clickbait wouldn't work, right? Like that's the point. Is like, oh, entice the person, get them interested in what maybe has going on here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, as long as, I will say, there is a difference between clickable titles and clickbait titles, and I feel like that the main difference is that clickbait is something that or it's often conflated with the bait and switch, right? Like, yeah, as long as you fulfill on the promise put out in the title, then I see no problem with it. But if you're like, doing clickbait, I don't know, Kingdoms of the Dump killed my cat or something like that. And be like, what the heck? How the did that kill your cat? And then you just never address how it killed your cat in the entire video.
My metaphoric cat, that is. No.
It's a good angle. Good angle. Workshop it.
I don't know what a metaphoric cat would be, but
I don't know.
What even is? You know what? It's fine. So that is that's the news, guys. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
Yep, that's all the news. Okay, Goodbye. So here's the cool stuff that I've been wanting to show to Baku ever since our last stream. Because I think the last thing that I mentioned during our last stream about the $100 indie console was, we were doing the testing of like the various or I did a guessing game with Baku about like the frame rates and stuff. But Baku, have you seen my video talking about the $100 indie console that is out now?
Wait, the indie console is out, or is the video out? The video has been out. Yeah, I saw it some time ago.
Okay, cool. So I have some updates to it that I've been working on. I think that I was telling people that in my next video on the gaming console, I'd show people like how to make it. But in the meantime, check this out. Here is the stand.
Look at you.
And this is fine. This was the original 1.0 version of the stand. Like it's in there good. It's contoured perfectly so that it like matches up with the lip on the bottom here. So like look at how well that mates together. Oh, it's super satisfying. So I've been working on this for a while, but then it occurred to me that, you know what? It'd be really cool if my console had physical games.
Okay.
So this is cool and all, but also if you add in the GPU, this is the GPU's air intake, and it gets cut off somewhat by the case. And I'm like, well, that's not going to work. So instead, I made a second version, and here's the impetus. I'm like, okay, we need a physical copy of the game. So here's a physical copy of Shrine's Legacy for Steam. You see that? It's in a PS Vita case. I made this. I designed this. I made a template for it. But also, this is using an aftermarket PS Vita game shell. So, and then I figure if I use this 3D printed insert here that I designed, it can fit in here really nicely. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. So this little clip here actually clips in to the manual holder. Okay. So then there is no rattle. Like you can barely any rattle. I'm super excited with how well that worked. By the way, it happens to also be compatible with Switch game boxes as well. So I designed this to fit in here, and it's awesome. And the game itself is on a little SD card that I also made a little art thing for.
No wonder I saw that. And I'm like, that just looks like a Switch cartridge.
It looks like one, but it isn't. It is an SD card. So, so I'm like, okay, so if this is my physical copy of the game, well, problem is my console doesn't have an SD card reader anywhere on it. Just problematic. Also, I felt like the footprint of the stand was a bit too large, and there were some other things about the stand that I just didn't really love. It seemed like, it seemed cool and all, but it wasn't quite 100% what I wanted it to be, so I went to work on it some more.
Okay.
And now I'll show you version 2 of the stand.
Show me the version 2.
Okay. All right. So here we have version 2 of the stand, printed in black. And this
and it holds.
Is
a reader.
An SD card reader. Yes. An SD card. Actually, well, technically it's not an SD card reader. This is what they call SD Express card reader.
Okay.
From Sabrent. So it does read SD cards, but also much like a Nintendo Switch, if you have a micro SD card, one of the nice fast ones, it will actually allow you to use one of those instead, which would be really useful for Persona 3, whatever it's called, Reload, a really big game. So here it is with the game inserted, and I actually checked it out. So the way I have this set up is this actually works, by the way, the SD card reader, because inside SteamOS, you can point it to your SD card and tell it to install the game to the SD card.
Right.
And then, so it's actually installed here. And so even when the system is running and you plug this in, and I did test it, when you plug the physical game in, it will show up in your installed games list, just like that, like a regular console.
Wow. Okay.
And if the game has an update, it installs the update to the SD card.
Huh. And is that like just good old game, or?
That's Steam, directly from Steam. It's Steam OS. It's using Steam games. Now I do have this like wraparound cable thing just because I wanted to use the full like throughput of the SD Express card reader. So it's super fast, but this is just a regular SD card. It could use 2.0 speeds and you'd be fine, because Shrine's Legacy is like a 4 gig game, so like it's you don't even need anything fast. But I figure for future proofing purposes, I gave it this cable that just kind of feeds around to the side. So this is what it looks like, and the lower profile here means it doesn't interfere with the GPU inputs. I'm super excited about this. So I'm gonna make this a publicly available 3D printed design, so people can like continue to mess with it and stuff. And that SD card reader though, it's kind of more expensive than I feel like it should be. It's like $30.
Oh, okay.
But for like $100 console, it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll call this part of the
third of the cost, man.
I know.
It's 30%.
I'm going to call it the Pro model version because PS5 Pro, you spend an extra like, you know, twice as much on the console just for the disc drive or whatever. So hey, whatever.
Mhm.
But I'm excited about the fact that it actually works. Now, here's the thing. Why is it? I mean, so we have Nintendo cartridges. They have these game key cards where on them is a little partition that has your license key to the
Mhm.
game, right? Imagine that plus this with just an SD card or some amount of writable storage, where the console can download updates to the cartridge. Why
Mm.
is that not a thing? Why why has that never been a thing for Switch games? Sure, it's all read only, but why?
I mean, I guess that is the problem. Is it's one of those things where, like, yeah, functionally speaking, you'd be right, but then
Mm-hmm.
like once you consider like the off-road scenarios, then maybe that becomes the problem.
The what scenarios?
So like, when you design a thing, of course you think about like, the intended use case,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Yeah.
then I guess the issue comes with a lot of these companies is, okay, the intended purpose is fine, but what about the unintended issues
Oh,
that
sure.
comes
Like,
up
what if you
with them?
changed the key or something and you downloaded a
Yeah,
different game to your
a
thing?
bunch of things
Sure,
there. And
maybe.
and 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 I can't pinpoint what it is. I'm not trying
Oh,
to
I know.
claim that I would know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it feels like that would probably be ultimately the reason why they wouldn't do something similar.
yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
because, but I do feel like that would be so nice if you could actually
Hmm.
download your games updates directly to the games. Of course, there might be some people who are like, well, from a preservation perspective, having the version control over the physical media.
Hmm.
Um, but I think from like a preservation perspective, having the ability to play a updated version of the disc of the game from the cartridge that you have would
Yeah.
be really nice to not have to have. So, anyways, this will require an online connection to like validate that you actually own the games. There's nothing I can do about that, but at least I can plug in a game and play it without having to download it.
That is such an interesting proof of concept you got there.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I'm very excited about it. Um, yeah, yeah. Um,
So when
and
people go like, "Oh, well, we couldn't do that," it's like, you sure? Because Derek's made something that works, and I don't know. And at the minimum, people who've seen it can call out some bullshit when they see it. So,
yeah.
oh, excuse my French. Oh, I'm so
Oh,
so bull beep
there you go.
beep.
So yeah, ideally I would have gotten this on like Good Old Games or something. I think it is there. I got the Steam
Mhm.
version through being a backer of Shrine's Legacy. By the way, the review of Shrine's Legacy is done being written. I just need to make it, which is the long part. But
Mhm.
anyways, yeah. So I figure, Steam version's cool, but GOG would probably be a little bit better just because I know it doesn't have DRM. I'm not sure how that functions with, the same like will Steam OS detect the game on an SD card when I plug that in?
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe if I add it to my library first and then do the I have no idea. I'm figuring things out. I'm just throwing stuff at a wall and being like, well, let's see if this happens. Let's see how this
Yeah.
functions. Uh,
Yeah,
but
and I think that's fine.
but
That's how progress is made, right?
yeah, but I'm so stoked about just the way I was able. Dude, this is my first try making this stand with the SD card reader built in. Nailed it. Um,
Yeah.
it took a little percussive persuasion to get this to like fit in there just right.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
But it works.
it works. It works really well.
I again, I'm just glad that you're able to you know, it's one of those things where like the end result's nice, but it's sort of the journey there too. So I'm glad that you're
100%.
able to do this investigative, like, how should I put it?
Yeah,
Endeavor.
it's definitely been a learning process, and
Hmm.
I've learned a lot in that process, and uh, yeah, I'm really hoping that this idea of the $100 indie console or the $200 indie pro console, I hope the idea takes off because I think that people would really like something like this in their living room,
Hmm.
uh, and in the current age of like, oh, here's a $500 console, and by the way, our games cost $100 as well. Looking at you, Pokemon. It's a
Oh my
$70 game with a $30 day one DLC. $100.
God.
And granted, Pokemon is a big deal, and it has been getting good reviews overall, but hundred
Okay, can
dollars.
can I can we talk about Pokemon for a second? And you know what? This is an RPG game show. This is a JRPG game show, and Pokemon, whether you like it or not, is the biggest
How
JRPG
dare you
franchise.
say that?
So let's let's talk about it for a second because I do
Yeah.
want to bring this up. I was thinking about it. I was watching all the people play, and I was thinking about it. And let me just say that I think I was kind of right about Pokemon, which is it has been this disappointing mess that people continue to defend. I think it's been kind of blah. Obviously, if you like Pokemon, you're just gonna like it, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Okay, like there's no judgment. If you like a thing, you like a thing. That's don't get me wrong. Like your money, you do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But from a more objective sense, when I look at the review, it's been less than stellar. And when you're Pokemon, your normal is stellar review. So when it's less than stellar, something's actually wrong.
Uh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? And it hasn't gotten the crazy universal praise that they were probably hoping for. I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's whatever. And
Well, it's
people are
also
going to be hype
not
about it.
mainline Pokemon though. So keep that in mind when we're talking about this as
Yes.
well. This is
Yes.
the second entry in its Arceus
Well,
or,
it is.
or Legends series rather.
Mm, okay. Yes, but no. It the stylistically, it is completely different from Arceus.
Right.
Uh, it is Pokemon Legend, but it's disjointed enough that I am reluctant to say like that is kind of like a second following of Arceus. It's just so different. I mean, the
Yeah.
only thing that would be the same would be like the action gameplay, I guess, element.
I
But
think
in
in the
here,
exploration side of things, I feel like
wow,
no.
that's the part that a lot of people are very piff about because you're
Oh,
stuck in a town and that's it. It's you're in the city, period.
wait.
Whereas Arceus, there are different biomes and you get to see like Pokemons in their like sort of like natural habitat kind of deal. Like
Uh,
it's
this is news to me because I have been I I've resigned to the fact that, Game Freak isn't making the games for me. I get that. It it's
yeah.
not they're not for me. And not
Yeah.
every game is meant to be for every person.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
anyways, it is disappointing to hear that they are kind of walking that back.
Well, yeah, I just think that
Didn't this
I
game
just think
cost more to develop than Arceus according to that leak?
is that right? Because that's crazy. That's crazy
I
that this
do
game
know.
costs more.
Well, I remember there was a leak that says that this game was relatively higher than some of the things that they had spent money on,
Mm.
but also that it wasn't particularly high budget either. And I
Oh.
and to be clear,
Mhm.
I'm not criticizing Game Freak at all for this.
Yeah.
I know that somebody else controls their budget.
Mhm.
Um, and that person has been kind enough to continue employing Game Freak in this process, um, despite doing their best to starve the beast.
Yeah, I feel like if you like Pokemon and you want to play the game and it tickles your fancy, I think that's perfectly good. It's just that you know we can't be delusional to uh, what how everyone feels about it. We've just got to we've got to learn to be honest with ourselves. And here's the problem with this. We've been doing that with Final Fantasy for years.
This
Okay.
is
And look
true.
what that's gotten us, right? Like there are these diehard
Where has
fans
that
who
gotten
just,
us? Not very far, I don't think.
regardless of what they do with Final Fantasy, not Pokemon, Final Fantasy, they'll just be, oh, but it's so good. And we're all
Are they?
like,
I
yeah,
don't know,
like,
man.
and slowly,
Final
well,
Fantasy 13.
that population slowly changes over time. Like,
It's true.
the decline is not immediate. It's like year after, like release after release, there's just less and less people who are willing to stick their neck out for it,
Yeah.
But if you're not going to be honest about it, then they're not going to fix it. And by the time everyone is very honest about it, they look back at it. It's like, oh, why didn't you try to fix it like way back when? Well,
Well,
because if you remember what happened back then, people were still very much like apologizing for the game,
now
and not
remember,
necessarily criticizing it for what it is.
I do feel like Squaresoft, I'm sorry, old habits die hard.
Yeah.
Square Enix, I think they tried to resolve some of the issues with Final Fantasy uh, by getting Yoshi P to direct 16. Because Yoshi P, pretty universally acclaimed by everybody who loves Final Fantasy 14,
Yeah.
but that might be survivorship bias because I haven't played Final Fantasy 14 yet, full disclosure, but I suspect that the people who love Final Fantasy 14 are not necessarily always like I feel like there's a Venn diagram of people who love Final Fantasy 14 and then the offline versions of Final Fantasy that preceded it.
Mhm.
Um, they might be very diehard fans, but they're probably not of the same core group. There's definitely going to be overlap, but I suspect that there's going to be an amount of gameplay that appeals to MMO players specifically.
Mhm.
Yeah. That, anyways. So a lot of people like 16. A lot of people didn't like 16, just because of its action-oriented gameplay.
Yeah.
But
It's a lot. It's a
that's
lot to unpack for sure.
there's certainly a lot. And I feel
Yeah.
like the main issue at this point with Final Fantasy as a brand is like, what is Final Fantasy anymore? Who knows? It's everything. Like
Does it have
it has kind
Crystal
of
and Chocobo? Then it's Final Fantasy. That's
it has
all you
kind
need.
of lost its identity over time, as opposed to Dragon Quest. You know exactly what a Dragon Quest game is going to be.
Okay, Dragon Quest suffers the opposite problem. It's too much of the same.
uh,
And
as
like,
okay, you know what? You know what? I think I get it for Pokemon players suddenly because I wouldn't call that much of a problem.
uh,
As from the perspective of a Dragon Quest fan, someone
mhm.
who enjoys Dragon Quest, this is my game franchise. And I like it. I like it the way it is, and I don't want people putting their opinions out there in a way that might persuade Square Enix to change it up, and suddenly it's got these action oriented gameplays, and now I don't like my franchise anymore, right?
I'd
So
rather they don't change than make changes like, too
yeah. So you know what? From
liberally,
that
I guess.
perspective, I'm gonna shut my mouth on Pokemon. Because I'm not a
No,
Pokemon
but hold
player.
on. We're talking about ZA. We're not talking about the mainline game.
Okay,
So
fine.
yeah, we already know this
This
is
is
a
kind of its own
spin-off.
thing, so it's gonna
Yeah,
have
this
its
is his
own
own thing.
mechanics. Okay.
And I think,
So
well, for ZA, I've said this multiple times, and now that it's out, I'm very firm with this, and that is they haven't learned anything from Arceus on a positive side. What made Arceus so good? They have just like trashed it all. They're like, yeah, you know what? All those things that people liked about Arceus, we're not going to keep any of that. We're going to get rid
well,
of all those things.
the combat has been pretty well improved from what I've heard.
No, it wasn't really the combat. I think it was the environment that
well,
that people
I think
really
that
hated.
had to have been accomplished by the combat. You know, the real time, the fact that like Pokemon exist in the world and you can go find them, kind of much like the anime, right? I think
but
that's
again,
a lot of
you're
what people
locked in
enjoyed
the
about
city. There's no outdoor. You can't leave the city.
You
The
cannot
entire game
leave
takes
this
place
city.
in the city. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like their environment, there it's not like Arceus. Arceus, you go to different biomes. There's the beach. There's like the mountains. There's the forest. This is you're just in a city. Everything is. You see what I'm saying? Like you're right. People did like seeing all the Pokemons in their sort of natural habitats. Kind of cool. It's almost like a little National Geographic-y. You sneak behind and you have to like catch them off guard, and it's kind of fun. This, no, none of that. None of that. Does that change things?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's what it is. People will still buy it. They'll still make a ton of money.
I'm sure.
Just like Final Fantasy. They're gonna make a ton of money, and then next year they're gonna make a little less, and then next time they're gonna make a little less, and then before you know it, they're like, "What happened to you?" Like, calling it now. This is it. Unless they do something about this.
Well, so the next few projects, according to that leak, are supposed to increase the budget for the games, not by a lot. Maybe it's going to keep up with inflation, though. Who knows?
You know how much money they make out of this franchise? You think that they would spend a little bit more money on developing the game? You think that they would?
There are some who might argue that the reason, though, that they make so much money is because they spend so little. Right? a Honda AE86 isn't fast because it has the biggest engine. Okay. Or I'm putting this in weeb terms that we all can understand. This was a very lightweight car with a very small engine, but the power to weight ratio was high enough that it was able to do a lot of cool things. And then it was also really nicely balanced, and it could do drifting as a result of that. So anyways, the point of it is that sure, it's not because it's such a high budget thing, but it's because that budget was put towards things that people cared about, right?
Yeah. Okay, so most of Pokemon's Pokemon Company's revenue comes from merchandise.
Yeah,
of course. Because it kind of follows a traditional model of like toy making company like Mortel, right? Like they make an anime, they make a cartoon, and then they sell toys. Now they're not selling toys, they're selling merchandise, all kinds of merchandise, plushies, actual toys,
the cards,
mugs.
Dude, the cards are hitting hard these days.
All kinds of merchandise. But the merchandise are based on the game. The game is the core. It doesn't make the money, but if the game doesn't go well, nothing else goes well. When they release new characters, let's say, like, let's be honest, all these new Pokemons, they're effectively like Sanrio characters. Okay, like if you look at it, instead of looking Pokemon as
I've come to terms with this a long time ago. Half of the characters that I liked from like Ninja Turtles are just there to sell the cool action figures. I get that.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I've come to terms.
Yeah, look at it like it's a Sanrio company. Look at it like it's Hello Kitty, right? And you will realize that Pokemon Company is not a gaming company. It is a merchandise company. Yeah. What is it? There's a mascot character management holding company. Every Pokemon is a new character. And there are episodes of anime that will explore these characters, and you'll grow to like them. Some will be more liked than others, and the ones who are the most liked will get more merchandise made, and you will buy them because you like it. But how did they introduce these characters at all to the public through the game?
It's kind of like so in a way you're kind of saying, to break it down economically somewhat here, into a strategy. you're talking about the fact that this is sort of like their loss leader in some ways, right?
In some ways, yeah.
So this is a way for those of you playing at home. A loss leader is like what a grocery store would put up a big sale on to get people in the store. So a long time ago, not that long ago, but it used to be sales on like soda, Pepsi, Coke, all that stuff would be super cheap.
Mhm.
And that was because it was a loss leader. That was to get you in the store where hopefully you'll spend more money on the things that they have higher margins on. Uh, so in this case, there's not a lot of margin in making a video game, um, unless the game is very inexpensively produced. Uh, let's be
Relatively
real.
speaking.
Um, but then you would go and spend your money on the higher margin items that cost a lot less to produce,
Mhm.
but bring in a lot more money. Trading
Right.
cards, like, dude, you're printing stuff that like would
Trading
get
cards printing money. It's
yeah
insane how much people are paying for freaking trading cards.
yeah yeah. Just a how many
Insane.
cards come in a pack? Like 10? I
I
don't
don't
even
I don't
know.
remember. I thought it was 20 cards.
It could be any amount. It doesn't matter. Like it costs nothing to produce them. Most of them are garbage anyway. Like when you open them up, there's like one or two that maybe you want. You spent like how much on a pack?
I actually don't know the economy to the cards
I don't know
anymore.
either. But I know that it's probably gosh, if I how much it's a banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $7? Let me
Yeah.
just go on to like how I'm gonna go on to Google. How much does a pack of Pokemon cards cost?
They say it depends on the
Like
pack.
$8, $17,
Mhm.
$20, $400.
The
Yeah,
$400.
it depends on the pack.
It depends on the
Uh,
pack. Yeah.
so mm-hmm.
It's just printing money. I will be the first to admit that I don't understand the collectible markets. I don't
This is
understand.
this is one that I'm really glad that I never got into.
Yeah, I don't understand Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't understand Pokemon cards
Is
beyond
it
like
because
actually playing with the cards. You
is
know,
it
that there's
because
a
you and
subset of
I
people who will play with these, like Magic the Gathering. That's totally fine. Like I get it. You're treating this like as a game piece for you for your hobby. I get that. But the
is it
people who
because
get
you
it
and
to
I,
collect,
as we talked about just a little bit ago, is it because you and I both have an aversion to gambling?
it could be. It could
Like
be.
not just like a oh I don't gamble, but also like I really don't enjoy the idea of gambling. I don't like the idea of loss of
Mm,
except for like in a video game, it's fine, I guess. But like
yeah.
and I know that there are people who would push back very hard by saying this is absolutely not gambling.
Then what do they
I
call it?
something else. But they're very important. They're very adamant because children cannot gamble and because it has to be controlled. Um,
Uh, well,
and because there's
these
no
are the
inherent
people.
there's no intrinsic monetary value.
Yeah.
But it might be kind of like gambling in
As
certain
long as
ways.
you're one step removed from actual, capital, like monetary value. As long as you're one step removed, then it's not
Yeah.
gambling. Even though these things are pretty liquid as far as like changing them into money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and so
Now, once upon a time, I did collect basketball cards and baseball cards. Very casually though. Like, I just wanted the Michael Jordan card. Okay,
Mhm.
and then as soon as I got it, I was like, cool, all right, I'm done. And I lost my
Yeah,
interest
I
in the
didn't even
hobby.
do
So,
that.
but that's the thing is, I couldn't ever battle my Michael Jordan against my friend's Scottie Pippen.
Mhm. I will never understand. And yeah,
Yeah,
and it's a big part of the the grand hobby, but it's just something that I don't understand. Horse Girl RL game isn't popular because it's good. It's because streamers found out they like gambling a lot. Oh my god. Yeah. What Uma Musume? Yeah, Uma Musume is another one. And funny enough, wouldn't you know it, like the game is about horse racing, and horse racing is
is
one of the
gambling. Yeah.
yeah, one of the more traditional gambling activity.
Yeah.
And so now they're just taking that like an old man hobby and just like reskinning it into an old man hobby for 2025. Instead of
Sure.
actual horses, now they're all anime girls. Fantastic.
And in that context of Pokemon cards and these other things, I guess let's make the full round of discussion here. Like, how do we feel about Gacha? Because at least with Gacha, sure, maybe you don't get the character you want, but at least it's got programmed in like character abilities and skills and like animations and things. Like, it is
Mhm.
some form of usefulness.
Not
Um,
necessarily.
Not necessarily. Sometimes I guess
No.
it's just cosmetic, right? I was watching some gal play Infinity Nikki. Actually, um, did you know that that's Gacha?
Yes.
I
Yes,
had
I
no
do.
idea. I had no idea. Yeah,
I
we
did
dropped
later
in.
on. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did later on.
yeah. I found out after the fact because I was somewhat intrigued by the idea of the game,
Mhm.
and then it came out and like everyone was just kind of like, not really interested. And like, oh, okay, well, fine.
Oh, there's
But
a small but very dedicated player base.
yeah,
I don't understand it, but it's not for me. So
sure,
I
yeah.
can't understand it because it's not for me.
Well, anyways, that's why we rated in on somebody after one of our streams was just because I was like, huh, what is that game all about anyway? And that's when I
Mhm.
found out that it was dress up gotcha, and I was like, well,
Yes,
that's in a way, it's kind of like
and it gives you like
buying cosmetics, right?
it gives you dress up stats and
Sure, yeah, and like different in-game mechanics, like being able to float and stuff, like further. I don't get it myself. It's not a game that I'm probably going to play. Um,
Never. Yeah.
but it was a expanded mind moment there, and I'm like, okay, well, hey, at least there's some gameplay mechanic tied to all of this.
Mhm.
So, and gosh, makes you wonder and kind of thankful in a lot of ways that Pokemon has not become Gacha. You know how
Mhm.
easily Nintendo could embrace the dark side?
I mean, have they not already? Like,
Dude,
isn't
dude, if imagine a mainline Pokemon game where you
Mhm.
just, say there's 151 Pokemon in it, okay?
Mhm.
50 are gotcha only.
See, that's the thing. They never will do that
I know,
because that
but they could.
jeopardizes. No, they what they could, but it wouldn't be wise for them because it would mess up their merchandising sale. Because
Would
remember, the
it?
game is the lost leader. The point of the game is so that you would be introduced and like the character, so
How
that you would
about
then spend money to buy the merchandise where the
how
money
about
actually is
a
made.
Pokemon trading card company game with
Mhm.
built-in packs that you have to
Built
buy
in.
from Pokemon directly, and the gotcha is in that. In fact, that
I
might exist. Chat, does that exist? It might.
No,
I feel
it
like
does not.
this exists.
But I feel like they could have easily attached. You know what they could have easily done? They could have easily attached NFT to all the cards. They could have.
They could have if they had wanted
They
to,
could have.
and I'm glad
Yeah.
that they didn't, because that
Yeah.
seems
I'm glad
needless.
they did.
But
Yeah. If they
man,
wanted to go evil route, they could have done that. But they didn't. Uh,
not yet.
yeah. Not yet.
Yeah, I'm.
But
Someone in chat
yeah.
says literally already exists. What?
Oh,
What is that
Pokemon
game
Go.
called? Yeah, what is
Pokemon
that?
Go. Because the eggs are free, but you may need to buy the incubators. Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah, the eggs are
no.
free. You have to buy. You may have to buy an incubator, and then you have to put the eggs in. You have to walk around, like travel, and then the eggs hatch, and you don't know what you're gonna get from the hatching.
Oh,
Pokemon MOBA and Go has a lot of predatory monetization. Yikes! Well, there you
Pokemon
go, Derek. It's
MOBA.
not quite gotcha for the
Hey, it's
mainline game.
for the main. Yeah, so
Yeah.
far it's gotcha free.
Yeah,
But dude,
and I also
could you imagine?
I also want to be very clear with the with chat here that I'm not delusioned to say that Pokemon won't have any gotcha elements. What I'm saying is they wouldn't put gotcha element in the main line game because it serves a different purpose. They want you to collect and interact as many Pokemon as possible so that you'll fall in love with them and then spend money elsewhere. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? It's an
Yeah.
advertisement.
Yeah.
They wouldn't gatekeep you in a mainline game.
I
Now,
would
would
hope
they
not.
put gacha on other things like Pokemon Go and the MOBA? Yeah, why not? That's very secondary. That's all bets off when it's secondary.
Yeah. I suppose that might be true.
Yeah,
For now.
for now. They could change the strategy anytime. Okay, this we're just talking about at this moment in time. That is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. A
Now,
lot of
gacha games in
investor money
general are.
from questionable locations. Investors are going to want return on that investment.
I
From
mean they're getting plenty of return. And you know
so
what?
far.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's the problem is that like when you look at their like company performance, they see such a huge portion of it going to merchandise. And so if you do like cost accounting, you're like, well, the game attributes like to X% of sale. Therefore, we should spend X% on the game, which sounds logical until you realize that that's not how it works because the game
Because it's the
should be
gateway
a
drug.
lost leader
Yeah.
to lure people in and lure new generation of kids in to then demand 10 years worth of merchandise downstream. You
Yeah.
see? So
Yeah.
it's an investment. So they need to spend more money on the game to make it better, not so that they can sell more game and make more money there, but to create demand in a young, impressionable generation that will then grow up and spend money on your merch for the next 20 years.
Now that's how
Duh,
you evil
Pokemon.
properly there, Baku. I admire that.
I didn't get a master's in business to not be evil. Duh. Come on now. Oh, I mean,
Do you
waifu
suppose Dr.
studies.
Evil's degree was in a doctorate in business?
Yeah, probably. That's how he figured that he can get, a quadrillion bajillion dollars from laser
Mm.
sharks, sharks with lasers. That's what they
With
teach you in business school day
I'm
one,
I'm
guys.
afraid
Come
you
on.
meant sharks with frickin' laser beams on
Freaking
their.
laser beams. Yeah. Yeah. I am also very anti-gacha, so I'm sorry. This is the reason why for anyone who's like following uh this HitPoint podcast, and thank you for sticking around and being here. You don't really see us talk about gacha games. You don't see us talk about mobile games, because most of the mobile games are gacha games. I just can't in good conscience talk about games that basically triggers your gambling
Yeah.
instinct. Like it's
Yeah,
that
that new
like
Dissidia.
dopamine hack. I can't in good conscience talk
Final
about it.
Fantasy announced a new Dissidia for mobile, and like
Instant
I
shut off, didn't read it.
just do not care. Just cannot
Yeah.
care. You know, like Dissidia is great and stuff, but I don't know. Alvaro says, let's introduce kids, teenagers, and adults, actually, to Digimon Story Time Stranger. It's really good, guys. Well,
I've heard good things about it from people. In fact, someone, Mr. Invalid, he was like, man, I saw the game. It plays a lot like Persona. I might have to get in on that. And I'm like, go for it, man. Like, maybe it's like a Persona answer, right? Like, and not to be mistaken with the answer. That's a different
yeah,
thing.
whole different can of worms.
Yeah, whole different kind of word. Yeah, maybe it could be Bandai Namco's answer to Persona. Maybe this is the Persona game that they've been waiting to make this entire time.
Oh man,
It's just Digimon, but Persona.
I'm awfully tempted. The trailers certainly had my curiosity piqued. If you'll
Mhm.
ever watch the episodes where we watched those, I'm
Yeah.
like, hang on a second, did this trailer just make me care about a Digimon game?
It's like, is that possible? I mean, I still don't care for Digimon, but I mean, if the game is good, then the game
not
is
yet.
good.
I haven't played this one, but maybe I would if I gave it a shot.
Man, yeah. I personally don't even do simulated gambling. And yes,
You
I
don't?
read
Oh.
someone was talking about Xenoblade 2 being turned off from the gacha. Same here. I'm just like, just give me the freaking characters that I work hard on. I don't. Why are you turning this into a random RNG thing? Why? That's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. I was watching a friend, a streamer friend who got Cosmos in like his like second role. Cosmos, by the way, is like one of the hardest
from
like
Xenosaga.
character to get in Xenoblade 2.
Hmm.
I played through the whole game, used up all my stuff, saved a bunch of those cores, couldn't get Cosmos. And when he got it, he was like, "Oh, this character looks pretty cool." And everyone's just like losing their mind. They're like, "What? You got Cosmos? What?" And he's like, "What? I don't understand. I don't
It's
understand.
completely
What's
lost on
going
him.
on?
Yeah.
What's so crazy about this?" Um it's he got Cosmos in his second row. In his second row, he got Cosmos. Which by the way, for anyone who is and he didn't use like particularly rare like core to get that one either. We just I don't know how. I'm like, did you hack the game? Did you hack the game? Show me how you did it. I no, he didn't. It's
I feel like
just
at this point,
extremely good luck.
oh man, I feel like that there should be mods for stuff like that to remove the shoehorned gotcha components from games like
Mhm.
that. Um, that's probably one of the strongest cases for like choosing to emulate games on your own is so that you can apply patches that remove anti-consumer practices. Like, why
Yeah,
bother?
it was like less than 1% to get Cosmos in any given role. But
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
probability is
I
there,
feel like
right?
could you
So
imagine? Yeah, like
you still can. Yeah.
remove the gotcha from the Sword of Kings and Earthbound. You know, 1 in 128. It's ridiculous. Still mad about that. Kind of.
Remember the law of large numbers, guys. Okay. You roll enough times. It will happen. That's how probability works. So yes, it's less than it's like point zero it's like 0.8% or something. It's like an eighth of a percent or something like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, 80% of percent. Yeah.
So my wife's grandfather, my wife and I like to play Farkle
Mhm.
uh every Sunday. We have breakfast together and play Farkle. It's kind of a thing.
Mhm.
It's fun. So Farkle is a game that involves 6 dice.
Mhm.
And so far, over the course of the last like year or two, we have encountered 2 times in which we've gotten a six of a kind, which is
Okay.
very uncommon.
Mhm.
It's a lot more common to get like a Yahtzee with 5 dice if you're familiar with that game instead. Uh,
Mhm.
but 6 dice makes it a lot less likely to happen.
One
Um,
sixth of that.
uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
one sixth to the sixth power is how many
Yeah.
times?
Yeah. So yeah, eventually it does happen, and every time it does, it's just like wow, and we all get really excited. Uh, it, but
You roll enough dice, roll enough times, you'll get it. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
roll enough times, you get it. It's just how probability works. But yeah,
I
no,
think it's something like
I
one in
still
eight
remember
thousand. By the way,
how much.
about like 1 in 8,000 to get 6 of any particular number when rolling 6 pairs of dice.
So if you want any one number on a dice, or just one die is 1/6.
Yeah.
If you want that same number,
But here's the
and
thing:
so
it's not.
basically like a double, it would be 1/36 is 6 times 6. So one
Mhm.
over 6 times 2. I mean
Yeah.
6 times itself, so 6 square. So it's basically 1/6 to the sixth power is how many it is, which is a very large numbers. Because it's literally exponential, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot. But it could still happen. Um, but anyways, yeah, I can't in good conscience recommend any kind of gotcha. So if I sound like I'm very anti-gotcha, because I am.
Yep.
Uh, Especially with like the kids now, like what you were saying, like they're like, oh yeah, but this is not gambling. They can't check. I mean, they're effectively
It
letting
is
kids gamble.
legally distinct from gambling.
Yeah, and so it, I just find that so troubling, especially like a bunch of parents who like don't really watch what their kids are doing on the phone. They're like, yeah, as long as you leave me alone for like 3 hours, here's my
Yeah.
wallet, go nuts. And like they're developing gambling habit at like 6 year old. That
And
is
that
insane to
is
me.
why I was thinking, like, could you imagine? I mean, obviously they haven't yet, but if Nintendo did incorporate Gacha, where you use, I don't know, Pokebucks to, another step removed from actual currency.
Well, no, they do. They do that on Pokemon Go. That's what we're saying. Like they do. It's just
but
not a
in a
mainline
mainline
game.
title,
Yeah.
if they had slipped that into a mainline title,
Mhm.
no parents would see that coming. They'd just be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, here's the new Pokemon. Here it is. Okay."
Ugh, yeah.
And then suddenly their kid's gonna be like, "Oh, can I have 16 Pokebucks? It's gonna cost me $160 or whatever." And then it's all gone in like an evening because the kid was trying to get I don't know, not a Mewtwo. What do kids like? Lucario?
God.
Rosalina? No, not Rosalina. That's Mario. What's the Gardevoir? Yeah.
Gardevoir.
They're all thirsty for Gardevoir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's all gone.
Mhm.
And I don't know why that got you so why are you laughing about Gardevoir? Anything in particular
them kids likes Gardevoir, man. I don't know what to tell you. I've heard Gardevoirs are particularly popular with young boys. For reasons I do not understand.
Who knows? The world may never know.
Yeah, I'm past that age. I'm not in that group. I don't know.
Are you?
I'd like to think so, maybe, potentially.
Okay. Well, I'm not judging anybody in our chat. Let me just let you know right here and now. Y'all are choosing to spend your time with us. I will not judge you.
Yeah, if you like Gardevoir, just keep it to yourself. All the Rue 34s, I don't want to hear about it. Vaporeon? Oh, no, not Vaporeon.
What about Vaporeon?
Derek does not know about
Lopunny?
Vaporeon. Derek does not know about Vaporeon, and we're not going to corrupt Derek today.
Oh no!
Don't worry about Vaporeon. Vaporeon.
Sure.
The internet has ways to make anything wrong, and just.
You know what though? I will say that in the grand scheme, there are far worse things you guys could be into. I mean, even in the anime and like RPG scene, like
especially the anime and RPG scene. I mean, come on.
There are so many more disturbing things you could be into than.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like
that is true.
Yeah, and we don't really have to explore any of those things.
None of them, preferably. Preferably none.
Yeah,
it would be great. Yeah. The trash bag Pokemon. Oh yeah. The Yep. Lot Bunny. Yep. All that. Just no.
Baku's reaction to random Pokemon names is just it's just telling me things about Baku I didn't even need to know.
What, Vaporeon?
No, I'm just like, I don't know. What are these other things? What's the trash can Pokemon?
Lot Bunny. Although the trash bag Pokemon is just one of those like joke Pokemons that like no one realistically ever uses, and we're just like, why it's literally trash tier, and it's an actual poison type trash bag Pokemon. Okay. And you're just like, why do you exist?
Is it kind of like the ice cream cone Pokemon? Because I feel like that for a long time was like the poster child of like, useless. Are they running out of ideas?
Yeah, and it's an ice type, so you know what that means. It's garbage.
Whoa, buddy. You can't dog on my ice type like that because ice type Pokemon's got the stab bonus against like dragon types and
useless.
And flying dragon types and also like Aerodactyl, which is a major cool Pokemon. Dude, they're
ice type. Ice type. I think ice type was like pretty good on Gen 1 only because of this glitch where like if you keep someone, you can basically keep someone frozen forever. They have gotten rid of that, and they nerfed the crap out of Ice type, and Ice type has not been good since.
I feel like
Competitively,
the from the Elite Four, there
bottom
was a
tier.
gal who had most of the Ice type Pokemon. It was either Gen 1 or 2.
Hmm.
She wrecked me because I loved all of the flying dragon
Hmm.
types and all of the
Yeah.
basically everything in my party was like super weak to ice.
Okay, that's just bad typing, and that's your fault. You could have just if one fire Pokemon, any of them would just wreck their entire team, and then you would have
Charizard,
just called it.
dude.
Yeah.
I think I had Charizard
Hmm.
and Charizard uh was also a flying type, so it wasn't even strong against it.
I think the problem with Ice type and any Pokemon scholar, okay, which they totally exist, in chat could correct me, but I think the problem with Ice type is that they're all mostly really slow too. So as soon as they come out, is this one fire blast, they're gone. The next one, they can't even do anything. They're out already.
Kind of glacier slow, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with Ice types. And their typing doesn't do them any favor. They have a lot of weakness. They're strong to a couple of things, but they're weak to a lot of things. And they were supposed to be like the dragon killer, and I guess in like the rock paper scissors scheme of things, it was supposed to be like, oh, everyone's a dragon type. Well, here's like the dragon type's nemesis. It's the Ice type.
Well,
Except
no,
that didn't
nobody
really
was
work
weak to
out.
anything dragon type back in Gen 1 and 2 at least. Like
No,
dragon was just
dragon.
like it wasn't weak to anything except for ice though. Like
No,
that was
dragon was dragon types are usually very strong, like 500 club Pokemons. That's the thing. So like the 500 clubs are the Pokemons like what is it? What's the Gen 1 pseudo? There's all the pseudo legendaries a dragon type.
yeah, like Dragonite
Yeah,
for instance. I
Dragonite
mean, that
and
was the
all
only
the
one.
other. Well, but as they go on, it was just
And
like
then
more and
eventually,
more Dragon type, and they're
I
all
don't know,
very
Seadra.
strong. Yeah,
Seadra was the one in Gen 2 and that sucked.
Seadra. Oh, Seadra is.
Sorry.
Oh, no, Kingdra.
Yeah, that's the one, Kingdra. Yeah.
Kingdra was really good.
Nah, it looked
Yeah, King.
stupid. It
He could look
looked
stupid,
dumb.
but competitively, I remember Kingdra just wrecking havoc on the scene.
See, that's your problem. I'm judging every Pokemon based on its
But
looks.
as long as look.
Yeah. Dude, I had
Articuno does look cool though, so
oh
I
yeah,
do like
and it was quick
Articuno.
because it was flying type too.
Not as fast as Zapdos though. Zapdos is if I have to pick one of the birds, I'm picking Zapdos over all of them.
I mean, flying and ice. I
Flying
mean,
electric.
yeah, but dude, that's weak to rock and no, not ground. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no, it's weak to ground, but ground moves usually
don't work on
involves hitting
flying.
people that aren't flying, and flying type are immune to ground moves. So it's
Yeah,
like,
so like
are you serious?
yeah, yeah.
And Zapdos is extremely fast, and speed in competitive Pokemon is extremely important. If you can zap them out like before they can make a move, like you have a huge advantage.
But we can all agree that Moltres was garbage, right? Because Charizard was just a better Moltres.
Moltres looks kind of dumb to me, not gonna lie. Like,
Oh yeah,
I don't
and
know.
I
I'm
think
just
that's why
like, what?
they made Ho-Oh and Gen 2, just because they're like, you know what, let's try to make a
Let's try
slightly
this
better
again.
Moltres.
Ho was just Moltres, but like better. This sad Moltres, like, oh,
and it's funny
why do
because
you have
people
to be fire
still
type
only
too?
wanted Lugia. People still only
Yeah.
wanted Lugia. Even
Yeah.
even the best Moltres is like the worst of the legendaries.
Yes. Oh god, poor Moltres. Well, they try to redo it. There's the which it was the Galean. They started doing this thing where like there's like regional changes or regional Galean,
Oh,
Galarian.
okay.
Yeah, the legendary birds have like a Galarian form, and like I don't know. It's I stopped following
Isn't
Pokemon as soon as
isn't
they
what
start
makes
doing
those
this.
Pokemon legendaries like there's only one of them though? Like
That's the thing that I've always asked, and now I'm like, hold on, you're telling me that this is a completely different type bird,
how do they
but
sustain
also
their
not the same
species?
bird. Yeah, so why is this not just another
Oh,
bird
then again, dittos.
altogether?
I was gonna say, then again, there's dittos, right? So I guess you don't really have to have. And Pokemon is also really loosey goosey with its like,
Is this where we're starting? Okay, a species is a thing that you can create, viable offspring with. So
right.
theoretically, a lowland, whatever Diglett can mate with regular Diglett, and they can make some kind of like crossbreed Diglett
And also a
because they're the same
Graveler too.
species.
Yeah.
Sure, but I thought the whole thing about legendary is that there's only one of them, period.
Yeah.
And
And that's why you can't breed any of them in like the
exactly. Exactly. So I'm just like, so how the heck are they not just another legendary bird? Like, why is that like the Galarian Zapdos? Like, isn't that just a different bird? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't
How
it get
does
a
how does
different name
evolution
altogether?
within the world of Pokemon allow for regional variations when when evolution doesn't work that way in Pokemon?
Okay, see, this is why, Derek. This is how
You know what? I think I'm
this game is
overanalyzing.
not made for us. We're not
I
the
think
intended audience. We're not. And I've said this so many times in so many different shows. We're not the intended audience.
Do you suppose
Um,
that this that the Pokemon version of like evolution is at all responsible for how poorly certain groups of people seem to understand how evolution actually works?
I mean, if their science class consists of watching Pokemon, then yeah, I would assume so.
Like that whole like, well, if
I know all about evolution. And I've seen the
if
fire lizard
hey,
evolve
if
into a
Miltank
bigger
evolved
fire
from
lizard.
cows, then why are there still cows?
Oh my god. Oh man. That is the funniest thing. That is the funniest thing.
I don't
know
know.
what to tell you.
Maybe it contributes to some societal, large misunderstanding of. Anyways, this is what happens when we don't have anything to talk about, guys. I hope you're enjoying yourselves as much as we are, because we're just going off the rails today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is just what we do and sound like in our natural habitat when we're not talking about game news.
Yeah, just randomly talking about games that we haven't even played, or have no intention of playing for a while.
Basically,
just waxing
I played
armchair
Pokemon.
intellectual.
I play some Pokemon. I was playing.
Yeah, me too. I like Gen 1 and
Pearl.
2. That's it.
Oh,
And the remakes of Gen 1 and 2.
actually, I really enjoyed. 2 is my favorite still because at the end you get to go back to Kanto, and I always as a kid that blew my mind.
Yeah, it blew my mind too. Gen 2.
Yeah.
Like, how can anybody be a Gen 1er when Gen 2 exists?
You just go back to Kanto afterwards, like,
right?
Yeah.
It's 2 for the
Gen
price
2
of
was-
1.
Exactly. It was 2 games in the price of 1. It was so good. I love it.
Dude,
and you get
once
to
you're done
Battle Red.
Once you're done collecting, then you go over to Kanto and you collect the 150 over there.
Start
and
collecting again.
251, and you get to beat down Red.
And you get to beat down Red.
And dude, when you're done beating down Red, you go and like do mystery gift with a friend. You can fight them and all of their team of legendaries and Snorlax as well.
I tried playing Brilliant Diamond, which is the remake of Diamond and Pearl, and it was alright. It was fine.
Yeah.
I wish the remake was just based on Emerald, because I feel like Emerald was like the definitive like game.
Yeah, it's like
So
the yellow
remake it. They should just remake Emerald, but whatever. I digress. They didn't, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they remade that one, who would you trade with?
You don't, because it's a remake. It's just to reminisce your days. No trading required. Like, please.
How do you get 151? Baku.
Yeah, just within the game. No. They have other things. There's swarms. Oh, you haven't seen swarms. It's a post game thing. So you beat the game and then swarms shows up.
There were definitely swarms in Gen 2, as I recall.
I don't think there were swarms in Gen 2.
Your friend would call you when there was a swarm, and then you'd just go there, and then you'd get like all kinds of these, like, they look like
it might have been in the remake, not the original.
No. There was an original with swarms.
Really?
Oh yeah. and they're like, oh my god, there's so many of this kind of Pokemon. You got to come get them. And then they're all like these Yanma. Yanma, was that the dragonfly kind of?
The dragonfly, yeah.
Yeah, Yanma.
Yeah, but basically that was the one I remembered. Swarms, the Safari zones, there are all kinds of ways that they can patch these Pokemons in, and it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah,
true.
Yeah. Also, there's like the underground where you can like find rare Pokemon that you wouldn't find on the above ground. So there you go. There are so many ways they can do this. Yeah,
I think I do remember hearing about that actually.
The underground.
Yeah, I think I played a little bit of it totally legally. At the time, Pokemon don't
totally not on an emulator or anything. Nintendo.
Totally not.
Totally not. Nintendo, please. I'm scared of you. Don't sue me. Just by uttering the name that thou shalt not mention. Nintendo. You know, we might be on the Nintendo's crosshair now.
Oh, dear.
If you don't see another HitPoint and Derek's channel suddenly gone, it's Nintendo, guys.
9 times out of 10, yeah.
9 times out of 10.
Nah. Okay. So for people who are curious about the games that I actually did play, I definitely played Gen 1, Gen 2. I played a bit of Ruby and Emerald. I think it was just Ruby though that I ended up playing.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't Emerald. I was thinking about something else. My bad. Yeah.
Let's see. After that, did I play Sapphire? No, there's Ruby, Sapphire, and then Emerald was like
Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald is one set.
And then there was another set
Diamond,
of Game Boy Advance
Pearl, and
too.
Something else, wasn't there?
Well, I think you're skipping another GBA release. I think that there was a second trio of GBA games. I can't remember what they were. I skipped Diamond, Pearl, and Black. I played X and Y. I think X and Y was the last one that I played.
Platinum was the game I was thinking about. They should have remade Platinum instead. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, X and Y was the last one that I played, and that's when I was like, you know what, I think this just isn't for me.
Yeah. I played all the way to Black and White. After Black and White, I was like, I think it's time to bow out. But Black and White was
Black and White was really good though.
Black and White, I felt like Black and White peaked for me. Gen 5 was good. I think Gen 5 is Black and White. And then after that was like X and Y, I think. And that was when I didn't play anymore. I stopped that Black and White.
I wasn't super impressed with X and Y. I think I beat it. I think so did Amy. I think I had X, she had Y.
Yeah, you guys can trade with each other. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for the legendary.
Kind of regretted getting 2 copies, if I'm being honest.
Oh, why is that?
Because they were both new. Like that was $100 on Pokemon.
Oof. Well, but did you have fun?
Amy had fun.
Well, that's what matters. And she wouldn't have as much fun if you didn't have the other copy because you couldn't trade.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it still contributed to her happiness.
Neither of us like completed it and like got all of the Pokemon. So like at the end of the day, trading was moot. With X and Y, there wasn't like anything where I was like, oh, I need to have this Pokemon. And I felt like that's the thing about Gen 1 that was at least nice, is that the set of Pokemon was small enough. I mean, this is still a lot of Pokemon, but it was small enough that like the exclusives were pretty cool. Like for instance, I couldn't get, what was it, Bellsprout in Red.
Yeah,
that was weird. And was it Vulpix? Was Vulpix another?
Vulpix is in Blue, I think.
Yeah,
because so, like, I had Red, and I had to trade with my friend who had Blue, and I couldn't get Vulpix, and so I think I had Growlithe.
Yeah,
I think
we had
Growlithe.
Red. Growlithe.
Growlithe. Oh yeah, Growlithe. That was the Red equivalent of the, the exclusives.
So I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, someone's saying that Machamp and Alakazam had to be Oh yeah, and Gengar. Yeah, there were certain
Yeah,
kinds that you had to trade in order to
in order
evolve.
to evolve. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are.
and then eventually, like in Gen 2, you had to do the same thing to get like Sizor. But by the way, Scyther was way cooler than Sizor. Like Sizor really ruined that design for me.
I like Sizar. I did. I like Sizar.
I liked the fact that he was a steel type.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same with Onyx to Steelix.
Mhm.
Steelix I think looked cool. But I feel like Sizor was a step back just because like one of them had like blades for arms, and then Sizor is just like a guy who has like
But they're
crab claw
metal.
hands,
But they're metal hands.
metal crab claws.
Steel claws
Eh,
that are sharp
it,
and
eh.
it clamps.
I don't know. One it went from looking like a cool praying mantis with like things that would just like slash at the air like a ninja. It looked
Mhm.
cool as hell, dude. And
Did
then
you
it
see
became
the other one?
and then it
The
became
other
like a it looked
evolution?
like a flying ant, like a flying red ant.
Did you see the other evolution from like um what is it called? The Cleavar. Have you seen the
Cleave.
Cleavar?
How do you? I'm gonna Google this because I have not. What is it? How do you spell that?
I'll send it. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay. Can keep me from googling a
Here.
Pokemon name. That's
This is
probably
a
a good idea. Don't
Cleavar.
want to.
And I only know this because it was in Arceus, and I played Arceus and really liked Arceus, by the way. But yeah, this is
Huh?
Cleavar, which is another evolution of the
Yeah.
Scyther. Yeah, it's
It seems
a presumably extinct version because there's no more in the modern world.
better than I mean, so over time the design of Sizer has grown on me, but I still like Scyther more.
Mhm.
This still it's a little better, but it's still turned from like being a giant blade to being like it's an axe head. It's a
Yeah,
guy
but it's
with a
still a
couple.
blade. It's a
It's
rock Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's not like, dude. If they wanted to like get me super interested, make a Scyther, make a maybe a regional variant where instead of like those regular blades, make them into katanas, give them a headband or something. I'd be like, yeah, yeah, give me just
Actual
like
ninja Pokemon.
yes, an actual just give me a Pokemon that I can be a proper weeb over, please.
They have that. They have Garninja. They literally have they're more than one ninja Pokemon.
Last I saw, there was Hitmonlee and Hitmontop and uh, uh, Hitmontop. I
A
didn't care for.
Greninja.
Okay,
There's
you gonna poke?
literally a ninja Pokemon that's and it's one of the and it's
Oh
even one
yeah.
of the starter Pokemon too. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it is one of the
I do
starter
like him.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I like that one a bit.
Yeah, Greninja is kind of a fan favorite. Also because it was very prominent in the anime. So
Hmm.
yeah, Greninja
Yeah.
was very prominent.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, just make Scyther a little cooler and like a regional variant. I'd be down.
Would you play the game again if
No.
they made a no?
Wait. Well,
See,
maybe.
again,
I don't know.
you're not part of the
I'm not part of the market. I know.
you're not part of the market. Yeah, they
I
don't care
think
about
that
your demand.
so here's the thing. Like I think I would probably care more. It's got less to do with the Pokemon designs for me at this point,
Mhm.
as it does just the loop. The gameplay loop seems right now or rather the focus of the games is the gameplay loop rather than trying to tell an interesting story. Um, I don't know. And again, the last one that I played, I skipped Black and White, which apparently had an interesting story. The last one I played was X and Y,
Hmm.
which is not really talked about by anyone regarding well anything really. Nobody really talks about X and Y as being like, oh, you should have played X and Y. That was like the greatest entry for reasons. Like nobody cares about that one.
Yeah, it was like it's fine. Yeah, it was okay. It served its purpose, and we moved on. It's one of those, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there are spin-offs that definitely do stuff like that. I think like the mystery dungeon Pokemons. I think try to be cool and do cool things, but mainline. I don't know. Maybe that ship has just sailed for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always Digimon for you now.
That is true. It
The
does look like they're
renaissance
making
that is
games.
Digimon.
They're making games that appear to be embracing the things that get my weeb blood pumping.
See, here's the thing. When it comes to Digimon, you may very well actually be the intended market. That's the thing.
You think?
I think so. Because mainline Pokemon, again, it's still targeted towards kids.
Hmm.
Digimon has always
They have grown
been
up a bit,
like,
right?
well, I mean, even the inception of Digimon, they were trying to aim towards like older kids. But over time, like for example, Digimon Survive. I mean,
Yeah.
is it Digimon? Yeah, that is definitely 100% not a game for kids. 100%. Rather gameplay or the story is 100% not for kids. So Digimon is willing to like be like, forget it. We're not gonna hit the kids market. We're gonna hit the millennials, the ones who were the kids when we were trying to target them. Let's just grow with them and let's just target the older ones. You may very well be the Digimon target.
All right. All
That's the
right.
difference between Digimon and Pokemon.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, yeah. So, I still won't play Digimon. I'm so sorry. I forgot who it was. Someone came by my stream and they were like, "Are you playing? Are you gonna play the Digimon game?" I'm like, "What gives you the impression that I would play the Digimon game?
There's
Like, where
actually
did
quite a
you get
few
this idea from?"
right now. I will say there's actually quite a few monster trainer indie titles that some
Mhm.
of which look really good
Yeah,
that are being made right now by indies. Like a lot, actually.
yeah. There's a lot of good. I mean, there's a lot of good indie games in general, especially now that I think the biggest change in the indie market, especially post COVID, is I think they realized that this can be made anywhere. We're talking to,
Yeah.
remember the person we're interviewing? They were like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna move to South America and just have the game develop here." You can take it anywhere, and you can have it develop, probably for less because you're paying a lower living expense and lower wage, and but the coding is the same
Yeah.
as long as know what you're doing, and you could probably pull it off at a place that since it's an indie game, you're not necessarily using cutting edge tech anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like, yeah,
Case
and
in
and
point, $100.
yeah, and it makes it makes indie games more viable, right? Because so instead of getting this quality at, let's say, 500,000, I'm getting a much higher quality thing for the same price that I would then share that with the world, and then they're like, holy crap, this is like a double A game at least at a fraction of the price that you would otherwise. But when you're selling it to the world,
Yeah.
so your revenue is not bound to your region of which where you manufacture it because it's digital.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Go somewhere where your living expenses can be lower.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. There's probably some places in the world where I could move to and actually be able to be a full time YouTuber.
And manufacture the
and
$100 gaming console and
I'm not
sell it.
manufacturing these. You build those. You 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 buy these. You make them yourself.
No, no, no. People want the Derek touch. They want you to build it for them and
You
ship it
have
to them.
to.
I'm
You'd have
telling
to
you.
clear that with my wife.
They want the Derek build, and then you can like put your name on it. It's like Super Derek, like the
Ooh.
Super Derek console.
Yeah. Hmm.
I would love to, you know what? If you can make a console, what would it be like?
If I
If you
were in
could, if you
charge
could
of
just
making a console, I
designing
mean,
console, yeah,
in a way, I kind of already have.
yeah.
Um, like, what would I want to bring to the table with it, though? Like, what's the point of a console in 2026? Right? Like, that's going
Do
to be
what
a very
computer can't
difficult
is
question to answer.
the whole point of console at this point is that they're doing what the computer doing what a computer cannot is the point of a console.
Or doing it in a way that a computer overcomplicates. You know, like
Yeah, and okay, so the reason, I mean, we've talked about this. The reason why a console would never go away is because there's a single issue with PC gaming that will never be solved. Okay, and they have tried, and they had none have succeeded, and that is every PC uh, spec is different.
mhm,
So when you have
yeah,
a console, it is universal. It is one spec. And when you're a developer, you develop to that one spec and one spec only. I don't have to worry about all the different possibilities. And I
yeah.
can just optimize it on this one spec, and that's it. And it's nice. It feels
Well,
good.
in a lot of ways, the Steam Deck has become the de facto target for a lot of indie developers, based off of
Hmm.
my discussions with a lot of indie developers.
Yeah.
Um, and and so, if I can, for instance, have this try to target that existing spec,
Hmm.
I mean, the Steam Deck already has kind of established that spec.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, it's kind of already doing that just in a handheld form. Um,
Hmm. But it's
so
also doing something that a quote PC cannot do, which is portability. Your portable
right,
playing, right?
hmm
So if you don't look at it like it's a PC, it kind of straddles the line of like a
yeah.
PC versus a
And so
console
the
at that
console that
point.
I'm trying to make, I suppose, right now is sort of just something that a PC cannot do, which is a Steam Deck experience for $100
You're right.
on a console on a TV. Because like the handheld Steam Deck is at least like $400, and that's not all. You need the dock to go with it, and that's like another $100.
Right.
But like
Well,
but there are people who are specifically console gamers. We talk to them all the time. You know, every time a cool indie comes out, when is it coming to console? When's it coming to Switch? When's it coming to PS5? It's like, well, that depends on how many people buy it on Steam,
mhm.
because this is a process that takes a lot of money to make these games actually come out. And so that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, I wanted to play PC games, and I wanted to play on a TV like
Mhm.
really well. Um, and I want it to be about like a Steam Deck. Now, this base model is not at all. It's about half the frame rate of a Steam Deck,
Mhm.
based on my testing, at like 1080p ish, which is fine because I feel like the Steam Deck mostly plays things in 800p when you're playing in
Mhm.
handheld mode. So it's like it's most of the way there in terms of like raw performance, just not quite all of the way there. But ideally, I would like this to be able to have, like in an ideal world, something that has Steam Deck like performance at 1080p, instead of at 800p. So it just have a little more horsepower. I don't think this is going to be that. I don't think this is going to be that
Mhm.
even in the pro model form. But for indies, I think it's going to be plenty.
They support you moving to a place where Derek can just be Super Derek.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would
A
be nice.
SuperDerek habitat, if you will. You know, like um,
Yeah, I would love to get to a place where the living expense is low enough that I don't have to work and I just be a content creator.
I
Content
heard, by the way,
Creatlandia.
I heard that that Ireland is offering like a $1,500 stipend
Mhm.
to artists to pursue making their art.
Does content creation count as art?
Who are you to question my artistic integrity? How dare you, you son of a no.
Man.
I mean, I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I don't know if they would consider that art, or it's probably it's that was just the title of a headline.
No, you
So
tell
so who
them it's
knows?
like define
The
define
devil is in the
art,
details, right?
define art. Like
But
tell me.
I mean, oh, you want me to take a crack at
No,
defining
no, no.
art?
Tell them to define. I was like, define art for me. I want to know if I qualify.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I'd say that certain aspects of, gosh, if I had to guess, they'd probably have it targeting like traditional fine arts, like painting, for instance.
Sure, but like I mean, cinematography is art. You can't tell me that a movie isn't art. But
Sure.
what if? But what's the difference between a movie and me shooting a YouTube video?
Or making a an indie RPG.
Or making a $100 console that everyone can buy. It has a form. It's beautiful. This in
Uh,
itself is art.
I mean, I feel like the CAD work involved would probably be art, but like I don't think that I don't I don't think selling this is art.
I feel like we're sending Derek to Ireland. We're like trying to figure out how to send him to Ireland right now.
Dude, if you could, um, I would be over the moon.
Sent to Ireland.
Yeah, dude, I love Guinness.
I do like stout. I feel like I've grown out of my Guinness phase, but I do like stout.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
Guinness is. I mean, okay, yeah. I mean, Guinness is fine overall,
yeah, Guinness is fine, but
but there are better stouts, and yeah, I'm sure Ireland has them.
definitely,
You know,
yeah. I like milk stout for anyone who cares. I
for
am a
anybody who wants
huge
to.
fan of milk stout. Left hand milk stout, one of my favorites ever. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Well, there's like a Lancaster milk stout's also pretty good, but that one's a little tart for me.
I kind of like coffee stouts.
Coffee stouts are nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the.
Plus, I mean, I'm just
I like stout.
you put coffee into anything, and I'm kind of there
And I'll
for
drink
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, I say that, but I hate tequila. If you have like coffee flavored tequila, I'm still not gonna drink it. I'm sorry.
No.
I
But if you
hate
have,
tequila.
but if you have a drink that is made of coffee that happens to have some tequila in it,
No, 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 no. That's the deal breaker for me. I freaking hate tequila. Double serve is mezcal. If it's mezcal, I'll just puke on you immediately.
Hmm.
Yeah, cannot tequila. I'll drink anything else, gin, vodka, rum, you name it. I'll drink it, but no tequila.
and yeah, Felix, we talked about it already today. Kingdoms of the Dump comes out in November
19th,
12th.
12th,
Can't remember.
November
Uh,
something.
Yep, mid to late November. It's got a
Yes.
date. I just don't have it in front of me
Somewhere.
now. Here, let me click this link, and it'll tell me. Yeah, 18.
18th. Oh, it's close. That was close.
Yeah, but
the day
Price is
off.
Right rules means I win.
Look, it has to be less, right?
Exactly. You can't go over.
Mm. Okay. But yeah, Kingdom of the Dumps is coming. There isn't really many known RPGs upcoming. There isn't. That's the thing. That's why we're doing this today, where there's like no news to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like the main reason is that we are in between Tokyo Game Show and the Game Awards, and
And the new year.
yeah,
And the new year.
and I think that a couple of years ago, like Square Enix was going hog, releasing a whole bunch of stuff all at
November.
once around this time of year.
Yeah. And then they got burned really bad.
Yeah, and I think that
Like
they've become a lot
WTF
more conservative since
with
then.
releases.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for not being stupid. To stop shoving everything out and then like have them all fail. Like they had no chance of surviving. Like I guess maybe they still think like Square Enix is like the golden like seal of approval for RPGs, and then they're like, oh yeah, if we release an RPG, it doesn't matter. People are just gonna buy it. Nah, not true, Square Enix. I'm sorry. That time has passed. that's
There were
no
some good
longer the
releases
case.
in that frame though, unfortunately.
Yep. See you later, Felix. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are no news, unfortunately, and it's gonna be like that for a while. You know what? But you know what is the news, guys? You know what is the news? The news is Derek and I are still alive.
And I'm making this. So I do plan to have my. I feel like this is a stupid little preview into the workings here.
Mhm.
But I do plan to put out a video soon, and I
Okay.
plan to make the link to the card reader and put up the STL for anybody who wants to print their own. There's
Mhm.
no stupid branding on it, although there are some weird little hiccups with the design so far, but whatever. People can
You
figure it
wanna
out.
you wanna make some Super Derek stickers that they can buy that they can then put on this console and be like, this is a Super Derek approved console.
Actually, I do have
Actually,
stickers.
yeah. Please
At
buy some Super Derek stickers.
shop.superderekRPGs.com, but I think they're too big to fit on the console. If I was
That means we need to
smart,
make smaller versions of it
or a bigger console.
or a bigger console.
Gotta start over from scratch just to sell more stickers.
Yeah. No, you know what? Be like Pokemon. You sell the console and that's your loss leader. Except the only loss is whatever money people are spending. And then you sell merch that can be used with that.
You
And
know, in a
your
way, my
merch is
videos are the
stickers.
loss leader. I put out a whole bunch of videos, people see them, and I hope that maybe they'll buy my merch, or maybe that they'll buy a console using my affiliate links, and and then
Hmm.
that, yeah. In a way, the videos are the loss leader, I guess.
Time is money, man. Time is money.
Yeah. Well,
People are wondering why people don't do like long form videos anymore. It's like, oh, I hate these like short videos. Do you know how long a long form video takes to make? Like if it's like a 30-minute video times that by, however much like what was the number that they said for every minute of footage?
it's about like an
It's
hour
like
of editing.
it's like an hour. Yeah. So
Yeah.
30 minutes like 30 hours of nonstop work.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right. So that's like maybe 3 days, if not more.
But
Just
that's
to
just the editing aspect of it, not
just
the
the
filming,
editing.
not
Yeah.
the researching, not
Yep.
the whole production scheme. Like there's so much extra stuff.
And
And
yeah.
you're also not counting into like the crippling like self-doubt and like the second guessing yourself and re-filming and re-recording, and like depending on the research involved, like dude, just
Mhm.
you have no idea how stupid it was to have to go through it. When I was doing the research to test, it was 40 different games on the $100 indie console,
Mhm.
40 different games in 4 different configs. It's 160. It was so dumb. Like even though I'm only playing a little bit, it took days, literal days of testing, and then I lost the footage and I had to do it again.
Yeah.
Stupid stuff, man, gets in the way.
This is why I would never be a game reviewer. Or at least part of it. I have to play the game, do all the footage, actually have something interesting to say. And God forbid I have nothing interesting to say.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't. I just play the game and I'm like, that's all right. And I
You'd be
move
surprised
on.
because every game has something unique about it, right? Um,
Sure.
but yeah,
But the take itself, it's like maybe it's just the same take that everyone. I have no unique take on this. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Game is fine. Like, I just finished Silent Hill F.
mhm.
Okay, I just finished Silent Hill F. I don't really have anything to say about it.
Well,
It's
isn't that
fine.
then in and of itself in sort of a problem of the game? Like,
I don't know. I feel like people can mix stuff up and be like, say this and that, and like, oh, the meaning of the story and da da da. I just didn't feel like it was anything particularly profound. That, and maybe it's just from my perspective. It's
well,
not
that's what's
exactly.
unique about your perspective in that
It's that there's
regard.
nothing profound. It's like,
Yeah,
it's fine. It's a game. play it. The combat is meh.
You could say the game is fun, but
The game
the
is
story,
gorgeous.
right?
Game is gorgeous. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
See, it sounds like you just happen to. It's not that you don't have anything to say about it. It's just that your perspective on the game is underrepresented because everybody's trying to make it look like this big, cool, incredible thing, but it's just okay.
Have you heard any reviews about Silent Hill F?
No,
By the way,
why would I?
no. It's your favorite. It's your favorite series, Derek. You love horror games.
Yeah, well,
You guys know
true.
that Derek love horror games.
Yeah, that is absolutely a fact in Baku's mind.
No, yeah, Silent Hill is not bad. It's not bad. I would recommend maybe getting it if it's on discount. I can't recommend a full price Silent Hill F. Oh my god, you know what they decide to do, Derek? They in 2025 in our Lord's year 2025, they decide to give us 5 endings, and you have to play through basically the entire game to get each of the endings.
You know what? Shrine's Legacy. Shrine's Legacy has 3 endings, and you can get them all at the end.
Yeah, see, that's
like just depending on how many of the side quests you do. That's respect. You get a different ending. Yeah.
Yeah. So slight spoiler, maybe not, depend on who we're talking about. But Silent Hill F, you have to finish the game one time, get the first ending, then the endings are unlocked to you. So no matter what, you have to finish the game once. Then you have to play New Game Plus to get all those other endings. So, and then there is yet another ending that you couldn't get until you get another one of these New Game Plus ending. So at the minimal, you have to play this game start to finish 3 times.
I don't like this. I think that my approach to this would be play the game once, watch the other endings on YouTube.
That's what everyone told me. They were like, yeah, someone played it and they just uploaded to YouTube and just watch that.
Why bother? I mean, somebody did the work. It doesn't have to be you, especially if the subsequent playthroughs aren't going to give you any additional enjoyment.
There's some slight changes in the scenes, but
sure,
it's not worth going through the entire game again. Plus,
it's like I tried to say in my review, in my video talking about the $100 indie console. I went on a little bit of a tangent. I went on several actually, but one of the tangents that I went on is about how games are too long right now, and they're not respecting your time. Indie devs do respect your time because they kind of have to. But the misunderstanding that a lot of not developers have, but marketing teams have, is that they think that the longer a game is a selling point. Oh, you have so much content. If your game takes 170 hours to complete, so much content, so much value. But the fact of the value matter is that value is not the money you put in divided by the fun and hours that it takes to experience those. Rather that the value of the game is the money that you spend on it plus the time that you put into the game is also an investment divided by the output of fun. So the more time it takes you to get the same amount of fun out of something, the worse overall value it is to you. If it's not providing you fun that entire time, like if you're just going through the motions because you're like, I have to get this ending because I need to get the platinum. And this is actually super boring, but I need that platinum to make people know how much of a real gamer I am.
I mean, the other thing about horror game is the Resident Evil does it different, right? I'll tell you what Resident Evil 2 did. Resident Evil 2, you have talk about the remake, anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, I don't remember the original Resident Evil 2 remake. You have 2 protagonists, okay, and which is Claire and Leon. You can pick either of them to beat the game, But once you say, yeah, I pick Claire, I beat the game with Claire,
Yeah.
then I have like a side B story for Leon that's unlocked where you play through as Leon. So you play through the game again, but this time it is different from like the original Leon run. It's going to be where was Leon the entire time when you were going through as Claire, and vice versa. So if I beat it with Leon, then you play Claire side B, which is like what was Claire doing when Leon is going through all the maze and puzzles. So both runs are different, if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
that allowed you to explore the story of Leon and Claire from their
From
respective
separate
perspective,
perspectives.
but
Yeah.
the gameplay is different enough that like it's not like doing the same run again,
Yeah.
right? And I thought that was like how if you want me to play through the game again, that's great content. And you're still reusing all the map and stuff, right? And all the items. You change up the puzzles and whatnot. You make me go through a different route.
Yep.
There's certain routes that I can't take. You have to find an alternative. It changes the game that way. But fundamentally, all the assets are still there. So I thought that was like such a clever way to make the game fresh within the game that makes me want to play it again.
Very similarly related to Hex's Force in that, which is an RPG on the PSP that has two different stories that it will tell from the perspective of two different protagonists that uses a lot of the same thing, but you'll see a different perspective of the game depending on who you play. It is really interesting and really fun. Just had to provide, an RPG example of what you're talking about. So Hollow Man says, isn't that how all Silent Hill games are, though?
So yes and no, right? Yes, you're right. That is how all the Silent Hill games are. But remember when the Silent Hill games came out, like
A long
on the,
time ago.
PS2, yeah, and at that time, it was still kind of like, well, you buy one game, you're expected to play for at least the entire month or 2 months or however
That was the
much
game you
can
had
afford.
until your next birthday or something, right?
Something, yeah, but not in 2025. So that practice is, the market has changed, the behavior has changed, and so you have to adapt to what the current gamer is like.
The
as
current
far as
gamer,
like the habit. is
typically
concerned.
speaking, from polls and things that and discussions I've had with others in our community, is that replays, except for like really short Super Nintendo games that people will just play because of the nostalgia, like replays, like you finish the game and then you play it again immediately to get like the extra ending if it requires like a full playthrough again, not like Chrono Trigger, where you can just play the game in New Game Plus and then immediately go fight Lavos again. Like that's different.
Yeah.
But the ones that expect you to play the game over from start to finish, like people just don't replay like that anymore. A lot of people, especially our age, because our time is very finite now compared to like we didn't appreciate it how much as kids we had like nothing to do for so long, especially in a summer. Oh my god, we needed something to like just keep us sane. And video games were there for us. But now it's like, dude, I have, a lot of people are like, I have like 15 minutes to play a video game after I put the kids down, and that's it, and to suggest that somebody like play through a game and then immediately play through it again. Probably
so
not
that's
the best design for the current era of that the core player base are experiencing these days. Now, give it a little more time, like say 30, 40 more years when we're hitting retirement age. Then you bet we'll have nothing but time on our hands
to play whatever the heck we want.
Oh yeah.
If I can still see the screen, okay.
Exactly.
Providing my eyesight is fine.
Play it on a VR headset where the screens are this far away from your eyeball. Won't matter how good your eyes are. We can, use different inserts to correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna have different like game consoles like implanted into me by the time I'm 70. I'm sure. So,
$3,000 indie console.
I don't want $100 console implanted.
By then it'll be $3,000 and
With the inflation and all, adjusted to inflation. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the ocular link. It's kind of like an
Oh
Oculus, but it just
no.
plugs directly into your eye socket.
This is some like what was it? What is that one show? What is one game? No, Cyberpunk. There's some Cyberpunk stuff right here. Yeah.
I never played it. I need to play it. I would like to, but
Just watch the anime. It gets you halfway there. Well, I'm not even halfway, but it gets you the feel of the world.
Is Keanu Reeves in it?
Maybe. I don't remember.
You don't even know.
I only watched the anime one time, and it was a long time ago. But it was good from what I remember. Like it was a good anime. It was a good watch. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, that was very cyberpunk. I'm surprised you haven't done any cyberpunk stuff. I figured you would be into cyberpunk. Like
I am. I mean, I'm into like
Steampunk.
cyberpunk as the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Retro waves, synth wave, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Should get into cyberpunk, man. The thing, the anime was pretty good.
So speaking of anime and cyberpunk, so one of the reasons that I know so much about the AE86 is I've been going down the rabbit hole of like just this like 1980s, cars, because I'm looking for a car right now, by the way. And as it turns out, like anything that I can afford is not new. and also will have probably hundreds of thousands of miles on it. Because I need a car to be able to get from, if I'm going to have a job here in town, I'm going to need to be able to drive to it. But I sold my car, my own car a long time ago in order to get an e-bike because like I was working downtown. I could just ride on down there in like 10 minutes. But that's probably going to change depending on if and when I actually get another job. So I'm like looking out on Facebook Marketplace for cool cars that I can actually afford. Anyways, there's nothing in town that I can afford. I have it set to like 100-mile radius right now. I'm just like looking for like stuff that's like my price range. I have it set right now to like $6,000 because I'm like that should be plenty for like some kind of beater or something, like maybe not necessarily like a great car, but something maybe I could tinker with and wrench on and kind of get to learning about, especially something earlier in the 80s before it's all computerized and stuff. Like you could probably find stuff that you can actually get hands-on with and make it run, as long as you don't really screw things up, at least. And so anyways, the AE86 is not one of those cars I could afford, but it's one that I would like to be able to afford someday. A DeLorean too would be really great, but that whole style of like 80s wedge. But dude, there's one in there's one that I could almost afford if I had $80,000 more than what I have.
Never get a DeLorean.
Dude, they look so cool though. Anyways, I'm looking. There's one in town or nearby that I'm looking at. It's a Toyota Celica from 1986.
Oh, okay.
It's not a Supra, but it looks kind of like one. Oh, dude, that era of like Japanese cars, the angular wedges. Oh, I want one so bad. They're all expensive. They're too expensive, but I want one.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
But they're also probably more reliable than anything I'll get made after like 2006.
That's true.
So like, I don't know, man. I'm on the edge. But if anybody out there knows of cool looking cars from that era, that you know what I'm talking about, that era of aesthetics, that wedge like design, that just, especially if it's got like a louver kit, dude, I love those cars with louvers. Oh, they look so cool. So let me know in the comments below. Give me some car suggestions, especially for ones that are cheap, if you know. Because I'm looking for suggestions.
Do not know. I'm not in the car market at all.
Stay away. The car market is almost as bad as like the job market. It's so bad. COVID ruined cars.
I don't know. I've heard that our economy is stronger than ever.
You might have heard that from people who don't participate in the same level of the economy that we do. Like it's so after COVID, it's definitely a K-shaped recovery, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. People at the top are doing real good. People who are on the lower side of that K aren't. And that's me right now. So
I'm also there with you. So
yeah.
you know.
So if anybody wants to join the channel memberships, help me fund my next DeLorean.
my next DeLorean is wild.
Help me start my DeLorean collection. No, all right. I think that, anyways, I'm actually just looking for a card that's kind of cool. But let me know if you know of any that are cool in the comments below, and I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah.
But anyways,
definitely.
I think this is about a good time for us to end the show. We don't have show notes to run out of, so I'm just going to give us a hard cut off here. All right. Have a great night, everybody. If you like today's episode, we might do more like them if there's continues to be no news. So
kind of
stick around.
Yeah, sorry.
And see you in the next one. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.